They've destroyed our country, and we're going to make it great again, greater than ever before, and there's nothing I can do that's going to top that. I've had plenty of the other life, right? We've had plenty of the other life. We got a lot of work to do. You know, when they let, I think the real number is 15, 16 million people into our country, when they do that, we got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and racist, xenophobic, and despicable. That was a reaction to Donald Trump's "they're poisoning the blood" comment at a New Hampshire rally over the weekend. Donald told the crowd that in attendance that immigrants from Africa and Asia are poisoning the blood of our country. This was not the first time that Donald has used this shocking terminology, though. Since Donald has thrown his hat in the ring for president, he has doubled down on anti-immigration rhetoric and has been promising to crack down on illegal border crossings.
They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country. Nobody's even looking at them. They just come in. The crime is going to be tremendous. The terrorism is going to be, and then we built a tremendous piece of the wall, and then we're going to build more. And the election was rigged.
Using the plight of the less fortunate to stir up division within his base of hypocrites is one of Trump's go-to tactics. On one hand, Donald tries to portray immigrants to this country as lazy and relying on handouts. GOP jackaloons are always trying to throw shade on programs that benefit the sick and poor while cutting taxes for the rich. Donald has his followers convinced that these so-called lazy immigrants are coming to take their jobs. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This is why he loves the undereducated. They never fact-checked him when he goes on a rant spewing garbage. President Biden's campaign likened his poisoning the blood comments to words of Adolf Hitler.
Now, along with this rhetoric also came some policy proposals, including a travel ban on, quote, terror-plagued countries, ideological screening for all immigrants, and, quote, the largest deportation operation in American history.
The term blood poisoning was used by Hitler in his manifesto Mein Kampf, the same book that Donald Trump kept by his bedside. Hitler was critical of immigration and spread fear among the populace. He was opposed to the mixing of races and claimed that the great cultures of the past fell because of his blood poisoning. Donald alleged that they, namely the Biden administration, has let in 15 or 16 million people into the country. He then asserted that they poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, and they're coming into our country. Men of military age that are ready to attack. Donald purposefully keeps things vague to con his supporters more easily. He preys on their hate and fears.
He's not winking or nodding. Like you said, he's out and proud, as it were.
Donald is catching a lot of heat for his comments from the other GOP presidential candidates. Chris Christie called his remarks disgusting and slammed Nikki Haley for enabling Trump's behavior by saying that he was fit to serve. Christie asked the question, "You're telling me that someone who says immigrants are poisoning the blood of the country and says that Vladimir Putin is a character witness is fit to be president?"
He's disgusting. And what he's doing is dog whistling to Americans who feel absolutely under stress and strain from the economy and from the conflicts around the world. And he's dog whistling it to blame it on people from areas that don't look like us. And look, Jake, the other problem with this is the Republicans who are saying this is okay. Almost 100 members of Congress who've endorsed him. Nikki Haley, who this week said he is fit to be president. You're telling me that someone who says that immigrants are poisoning the blood of this country, someone who says Vladimir Putin is a character witness, is fit to be president of the United States?
Donald has used the border as a catalyzer among his base of brain-dead morons. He has stoked fears and hatred, and his allies in Congress have made border issues a top priority. They want new policies before they approve funding to Ukraine or Israel. Texas Governor Greg Abbott caught a lot of heat about water barricades and razor wire that were placed in the Rio Grande River following several deaths, including a 3-year-old child. None of those people deserve to lose their lives. Donald Trump and extremist Republicans ignore this and project hate instead. This gives his cult members the permission to act the same way. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The GOP is not the party of family values, no matter how hard they try and pretend. Their policies are barbaric, yet they try to pass themselves off as God-fearing Christians. Trump supporters that were cheering him on have never had to feel the desperation that someone fleeing war and horrific circumstances brings. They have never had to run for their lives out of fear, trying to escape being hunted down and killed. The people who are still supporting Trump are doing so out of entitled arrogance. None of them would be able to live a day in the shoes of someone who's running for their lives, seeking a better life. Their entire world would shatter if presented with similar circumstances. This is a personal hypocrisy that they just choose to ignore or are just not smart enough to comprehend. Donald Trump is a con man, and his supporters are brain-dead idiots. This is why Republican extremists are going after our education system. The easily duped are the easily controlled. Trump and his loyalists are trying to bring about a dictatorship with him being the head of the snake. Donald Trump is a danger to the world. He's not even hiding it from anyone either. Donald Trump is a psychopath. He is unfit to serve in any capacity, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.